Hi everybody, Lisa King trying to come alive. So I'm going to attempt making some mini quiches in our half pie pans. I've already done one. I'm going to par bake them. So I have 2 pie crusts here and I have not done this before, so hopefully this is going to work out. What I did was I fitted it to the pan and rolled under the crust. I want it to extend because I'm going to par bake it because I like a crispier crust. This quiche is going to have cubed ham, broccoli, cheddar, eggs, and I mixed up some cream and milk so it was a little richer. Okay, we're going to attempt this and hopefully it works out. I did 2 pie pans because I think the mixture, because these aren't really super deep, so I think the mixture might have been too much for one. Okay, so once I have it into the pan here, and it doesn't have to look perfect, I'm gonna just do a little design on the edge with the fork and puff it up because I don't want my egg mixture to run over. Okay, so while this is going, let me set the air fryer oven up. I'm gonna put it at 375, so it's gonna preheat real quick. Change our temperature to 375, and we're only going to do it for about, I'm going to say 5 minutes, because I don't want it to be cooked, okay? And I hope this works. I have not done it in this pan before, and you know, like when you try something new, it might not work, but we won't know until we try. I just love quiche, and if I could half this recipe and do it in these little pie pans, then I can have it more often because my husband doesn't like quiche. I don't know why, because everything in the quiche is everything he likes. Hi Joe, hi Janet, hope you guys are doing well. Let's see here. So once I get this in, I'm going to poke some holes in the bottom. See, it doesn't have to be perfect. Poke some holes to let the air escape, and then I'm going to put tin foil on the sides, hoping that it holds the sides in and they don't cave in. So I'm going to kind of extend it past the pie pan, so if they do shrink up, I still have a crust. Okay, and then I'm going to take some tin foil, and again, we're going to par bake these about 5 minutes. Okay, just to get them crisp, because I find when I put any kind of liquid in a pie crust, I don't want a soggy bottom, right? And you can put anything you like in quiche, spinach, all different sorts of cheeses, mushrooms, whatever your desire. I happen to have ham and broccoli here. I bought the broccoli in the little bag in the fruit section there, and what I'm going to do, I'll put them on as soon as we get this in. Okay, so it's going to look like that. I'm going to put them both on our little pan here. And you can do this in your regular oven. It just takes a little bit longer to preheat the oven. Okay, so while that's going, I've got some broccoli florets. I cut the bottoms off. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this and put it in the microwave like a minute and a half. You just want to cook the inside so that they're not raw when they come out, unless you like it like that. Okay. Put some water in, put it in our little micro cooker. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to pop this in the microwave. Okay, while that's going, I did up some ham cubes on the stove just to cook them up and char them up a little bit. They come in little bags in the deli section or like by the hamburgers, and not hamburgers, hot dogs. Right, so this is saying it's all preheated already. So let's pop this in and hope that it works. There we go. Alright, set food. So let that go. And now we'll start with the filling, okay? I've got 4 eggs, and again, I did a cup. So I did a half a cup of of milk, a little bit more than a half a cup, and a little bit of heavy cream so that we could thicken it up a bit, make it a little richer. Sometimes I use half and half. It's whatever you have on hand. Okay, we're going to do some salt and pepper. I like fresh cracked pepper. It's got a nicer, stronger taste. And some salt. Okay, so that is done. And now I've got some cheddar. So I shredded about a cup. I'm going to do a little bit more. It's always good to shred your own cheese because the one that's shredded already in the bag has a lot of chemicals on it. Some of them have sawdust in it to keep them from sticking. Have all different chemicals on it to keep it fresh for shipping. And it's so much cheaper to go out of the block, shred it fresh, and it actually melts better. Okay. And you can't have too much cheese, so as much as you like. I'm using a sharp white cheddar. You could do a mix like Gruyere, cheddar, mozzarella, Parmesan, whatever you like, but this one is just going to have cheddar. Okay. My broccoli just finished up. And I have seen this done a few ways. So some people will put like some cheese and filling on the bottom of their pie crust first, pour in the custard mixture, and then more of the solids like the broccoli, cheese, and whatnot. This way it's dispersed throughout. So depending on how much we have here, I'll see. All right. And I might do like a little bit. Actually, let me do a little now. All right, my broccoli is done. And we're going to just pour off the water. And I like to steam my veggies this way too. I'll put them in the micro cooker with a little bit of water, steam them about 2 minutes, and they come out nice and green. All right, let me just make sure there's no water in there because you don't want that water to be into our quiche. But I do love to have some quiche cold even, but I like to do it in the morning. It's actually a really nice, heavy, hearty meal. Okay, so we're gonna beat this up. And when we put the quiche back in after we fill it, we will not be putting the tin foil back on there. And I may add one more egg. I like a more eggy texture than a creamy texture. Let me see here. There we go. So how many of you guys like quiche? It's really nice with the salad. There we go. I like the crust as my favorite part. And that should be just about done. Usually I'll do it in a larger pan, and I will put like pie weights in it so it doesn't pop up, but I do like to have it par baked. There we go. And I'm going to add just a tinge of nutmeg. That helps bring out the cheese flavor. Just enough. You don't want to taste the nutmeg. Just a sprinkle. Okay? And we'll put some parsley. And these weren't in the recipe that I found online, but I've had other ones that I've done this way. There we go. Anything else? Yeah, I think that's good. Just to give it some color, some flavor. There we go. Alright, so that should be just about done. Let me get all this stuff out of my way. I'm going to cancel that because it's more than enough done. Take out our rack so we can put our pie crust on here and get her filled. And again, the crust isn't going to be cooked all the way, it's just par cooked, okay? There we go. I'm going to reset this to 375. And we're going to bake it for about 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, And you're going to want to check it so that it's to your likeness. I'm going to do 37 minutes on it. There we go. Beautiful. It didn't cave in. And a tiny bit on the top, which we can fix because it's still soft enough. All right. So, yeah, I hear you. It's beeping telling me to put the food in. Okay, so I'm going to take my fork and just press this one section up here. That's my crust. There we go. I wasn't planning on doing two at once, but I looked at the filling and I really thought it would be too much for one. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of cheese on the bottom of each. Okay, so that there's cheese and filling on every part of it. Okay. And we'll put some ham, some broccoli. What's your favorite fillings, guys? Say hi to me. So I'm not talking to myself here like a crazy lady. Alrighty, just put a little bit of each. Alright, spread it out so that each bite will have a little. Alright, then we'll take some ham. There. It's for me. I could put more fingers. Alright, so now I'm going to put the egg mixture. And don't worry if you don't use this whole thing because you don't want to overfill them, okay? Because then they will expand way too much. Okay, I'm just going to put a little, and then I'll put the rest of my fillings, and then I'll put a little bit more. And hope that it doesn't overflow in my oven. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to put more cheese. And we'll put the rest of our filling and a tiny bit more of our custardy part. And then let's hope that this works, right? If it doesn't, I know not to use these little guys, but I'm thinking we'll be fine. There you go. I do like to use like bacon or mushrooms. Look at that. He can't get me, so now he's going to text me. Alright, so that's done. Let's get some more broccoli. Get some color in here. How pretty is that? The broccoli's nice and green and steamed from the microwave. And normally when I'm doing like a steamed veggie in the microwave like this, I will then, just enough to green it up, and then I'll put it onto the stove in some butter and garlic and give it a nice flavor. There we go. Alrighty, that's good. Let's put a little bit more. We're not going to be able to finish all this, I see, but that's okay. It will puff up. There we go. Thinking that looks good. Let's hope so, right? I want this to stay. I'm going to kind of extend it past my pan there, so when it shrinks up. And if you find that like midway that your crust is starting to burn, take it out and put some tin foil on it if you like. So we're going to keep those little pieces that we had. Okay, we're good. I'm going to pop this in and let's hope she does not overflow. Hold on a sec. Here we go. Fingers crossed. Ooh. I think we're not going to fit. There we go. Alright, let's hope this works. Alright, so, still testing out the new air fryer oven. So far I'm loving it. I love how fast that it preheats compared to my oven. I can have two things going at once, 2 different temperatures, and it's got this really cool sync feature. So for example, say you were doing some sort of pasta bake on the bottom, you can have meatballs or garlic bread or anything else on the top. You sync the times and they start cooking so that they finish at the same time. So for example, if your garlic bread takes 6 minutes but your bake takes 40 minutes, the 40-minute one will obviously start cooking first, and the oven part won't turn on for the 6-minute item until it's closer to that countdown so that they finish at the same time. So that was a cool little feature that just came out on the new air fryer oven, okay? Pizzas come out really awesome on that too. Alright, so this, I like to keep all my block cheeses. This is one of our our prep storage containers. I like it because they come with these little inserts with holes in it, so nothing is sitting in any kind of liquid. And then you have the option to keep it vented or not vented. And the block cheeses stay really nice in here. So nice air circulation. So I keep all my block cheeses in here. And that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, I'll post a picture below. I hate to waste this egg. Maybe I'll just make it up in a pan and see what we get. Alright, I'll post below. Have a great day. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope I'm almost better. I know my horsey voice here, but I'm feeling semi-human today. So day 12. This pneumonia is almost gone thanks to Apollo Beach Concierge Services. I really appreciate them taking good care of me. I'm hoping to kick this soon, but this one really got me. So this is my first cooking. So I hope you've missed me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.